Hey guys, it's Protendo, and Animal Crossing New Horizons has been out for over a month, meaning that the hatred for certain animals has been circulating on the internet more than ever before. So, I've decided to pile on the negativity by making a video about my least favorite Animal Crossing animal in every species. And no, I'm not just being negative for negativity's sake, this is a sequel video to one I did in March about my favorite animals in every species, so if you want to see the other side of the coin, make sure to check out that video after this. Also, keep in mind that this video is entirely subjective. There will never be an actual worst Animal Crossing villager. If your favorite animal is on here, don't take it personally. Instead, let me know who's more deserving of that spot in the comments. But that's enough of that. Let's get into hating on fictional video game animals based on their appearance and little else when all they want to do is be my friend. I'm definitely not running out of things to do in the quarantine. Starting us off, we have Alli the alligator. Alli's design isn't abysmal like some of the other animals on this list, but she's easily the worst in her species in my opinion. She isn't cool looking like Drago or Sly, nor goofy looking like Alfonso and Boots. She's kinda just there. Next we have Annalisa the anteater. Annalisa's just unsettling to me. I mean, can you imagine walking around your island at night and having her run at you? Pretty freaky. Klaus the bear is our next subject. I actually have more of a personal reason for hating him since he was my first non-optional camper in Animal Crossing New Horizons, and he still lives on Moondrop to this day. He forced himself into my life, he's gross looking, he's the worst. Jitters the bird looks like he's staring into my soul, which is unfortunate because I actually like the color scheme of his design. But as soon as I saw him on an island tour, I ran back to the safety of Wilbur before he could even have a chance to talk to me. Following Jitters, we have Coach the bull. I really hate the beard thing that he's trying to do with his snout. I'm sorry, but unless you're Beardo, you're walking on thin ice with human-like facial hair on an animal. Cats are definitely the most beloved species in Animal Crossing. It feels like each one is someone's favorite, and most of them are incredibly charming. But have you ever seen anyone defend Tabby? I think not. I've said this before and I'll say it again. There are no good cows in Animal Crossing, and Naomi is a perfect example of this. Who thought this was okay? Who approved of this? There aren't really any bad chickens in Animal Crossing, but Goose is definitely the most basic of the bunch. There's nothing wrong with him really, but there's nothing special about him either. Most Animal Crossing fans would say that Berold is the worst cub in the series, but as awful as he is, I gotta say, Vladimir's even worse. Everything about him is just, ugh. His unfitting pink color, his weird blonde hair, his shady face, everything just culminates into a horrible package. Similarly to chickens, there aren't any bad deer in Animal Crossing, but if I had to choose, I'd go with Deirdre. Her eyes kind of freak me out. Next, we have Freckles the duck. Imagine you're chewing a piece of bubblegum and your friend tells you a funny joke, causing you to spit the gum onto the street, only for it to be run over by a truck. Well, that's what Freckles' face looks like. Don't hate me for speaking the truth. In preparing for this video, I discovered that eagles are possibly the most consistent species in the Animal Crossing series. Every single one of them had a great design, so it was super hard for me to pick. But I ended up going with Frank. Once again, that doesn't mean he's bad or ugly, just that he's less amazing than some of his other bird friends. Paolo is one of those Animal Crossing characters that has such little detail that I find it unnerving. I mean, this guy looks like an elephant that I'd draw as a toddler. He's kinda a weirdo. There are a lot of ugly frogs in Animal Crossing, but even though I hate Diva and John Bet as much as the next guy, Gigi is somehow worse. The mole, the eyes, the everything. I don't know what I'd do if this showed up on my island. If you look up the definition of unappealing in the dictionary, a picture of Velma the goat shows up. You know, considering that Alli, Naomi, Gigi, and now Violet the gorilla are all on this list, I think I might just have something against animals with very defined lips. It does not sit well with me. Rodney the hamster is definitely one of the most hated animals in the New Horizons era, and there's most definitely a reason as to why that is. Would I ever say that I outright despise someone because of how they look? No. But I can insinuate it, and I'm insinuating it hard. Harry the hippo definitely lives by his name, and I can respect that in a sense. But what I said about realistic human hair on animals in Coach's section still applies here. Ed is Ed, enough said. Walt the kangaroo looks like he's in a position where it's taking everything in his power to not attack the nearest person. He looks unstable, and I don't trust that. He can stay as far away from me as possible. I can't bear to look at her face anymore. Get the joke? She's the joke. I'm normally a huge fan of sophisticated looking villagers, but Lionel just doesn't do it for me. I think the problem might be the white mane. It looks really unnatural and kind of throws the whole design out of whack. Tammi the monkey's eyes make her look like a robot whose goal is to destroy everything in their path, which sounds pretty cool in concept but ends up not working out so well. Okay, this is kind of against the rules, but while preparing for this video, I discovered that the mouse species in Animal Crossing is doomed and disgusting. I literally couldn't pick between these three. There's Bella, who looks like she would murder me in my sleep, Limburg, who looks like he spent 30 years in prison, and Moose, who's Moose. They're all awful, and they get to be here together. All three octopi in Animal Crossing are amazing, and I didn't want to put any of them here, so I settled with Octavian considering he has the least interesting design out of the three of them. I still love him, but I had to. Phil the ostrich looks pretty good if you don't see his face, but then you notice his eyes and you're like, ugh. I know Flo the penguin has her fans, but I'm not one of them. I think the problem might be the way her hair and eyelashes look. I don't know, she just bothers me in some way I can't exactly place. Truffles looks straight up evil, like comically evil. If Animal Crossing was a Saturday morning cartoon, Truffles would be the villain the heroes try to blow up. The lips, no. Hey guys, look, I didn't forget rhinos this time. Please don't comment what about rhinos over and over, I can't go through that again. Ignoring the disgusting green color, Cashmere the sheep's eyes are way too close together. It makes her look original, sure, but that isn't really a good thing in this scenario. Hazel's forehead reminds me of the way people draw birds when they're super far in the distance. You know, like the really long M's? Yeah. These last two species suffer from the same problem present in eagles, being that they both don't have any ugly animals. I went with Tybalt the tiger because he looks kinda basic, and Vivian the wolf for no reason other than me needing a wolf. She has great design. Now, you may have noticed that I missed a certain species early on, being dogs. And there's a specific reason as to why that is. It's because I wanted to have a dedicated section to fully illustrate why Marcel is the absolute worst Animal Crossing animal of all time. Marcel is the epitome of everything wrong with living beings. His mere existence makes me want to throw myself out of a window, and every time I see his face, I find my hands unconsciously curling up into fists. His ginormous eyes and dark green color make me want to repeatedly hit him with my net and slingshot if the game allowed me to. I really don't want to go into my long history with the guy for the sake of brevity, but just know that everything about him is absolutely awful. And if you see him on an island tour, give him a good few whacks with your net and tell him Protendo sent ya. But anyways guys, that's about it for this video. Let me know which animals you think are the worst in the comments, and tell me what mistakes I made in my ranking. I'll see you guys later. Protendo, out.